Hello, authors and book lovers around the world. Welcome to another session of Reader's Magnet Author Interview. My name is Jean, and I will be your host for today. And with me right now is one of Reader's Magnet. I'm sorry, it's not just one, but two of Reader's Magnet valued author who actually writes about, giving practical advice to couples on how to approach their relationship. Please help me welcome Angelo and TJ Haygood. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hi, Jean. How are
Hello.
you?
Hello.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up today and honoring us with your presence. I am pretty sure everyone right now is actually excited to get to know some practical advice from you guys. How about you two? Are you excited to give some?
I think we're excited.
Sure.
We're
Yes.
very excited, actually.
Sure.
That is great. That is great. What before going and going through with the interview, getting to know the book that you've written, how about introduce yourselves first to our viewers for today? Let's start with TJ.
Oh, wow. Well, my name is TJ Haygood. I am the wife of Mr. Angelo Haygood, and I grew up in Michigan, believe it or not, originally from Florida, and we met
Oh,
in North Carolina at North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro. Isn't that amazing?
wow. That's incredible. How about you?
Yes.
How about you,
Um,
Angelo?
Angelo Haygood grew up in New York State, Westchester County, and as she said,
Mm-hmm.
we met in North Carolina A&T, and we've been married for 41, going on 42
Mm-hmm.
years. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And welcome again to the show. I am very happy to have you guys today. I hope you are too.
We
Yes,
are.
absolutely. Thank you for that. Well, the title of the book is How to Build a Successful Marriage 39 Activities to a Healthier and Happier Marriage. I really wonder what's 39.
Oh,
Why
would you like to
39?
share with them,
No, I
honey?
thought no. Well, I
Yes,
think you tell
please.
a story better.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why 39 because that was our 39th anniversary that we was stuck in a hotel room in New
Uh
York
huh.
City at JFK, and we were scheduled to go to our third trip to the Holy Land, and the trip got
Uh huh.
canceled the day before. And so
Oh my
truly
God.
we were like praying, what in the world are we going to do while we're stuck in the hotel? And God put it on our heart to write down at least 39 things we could share with other people about the each of the years that we had been married, what lessons we had learned that may be able to bless them. We had no idea it was going to turn into a book, but that's how it got started at the 39th year.
Okay, 39 years.
Wow.
Yes, 39 years. So
Oh.
39 things. 39 things. So that's why how we got 39.
Absolutely. And then, of course,
Oh.
3 and 9 have biblical meanings, 3 with the Trinity and 9 with 3 times 9, just a perfect prime
Uh
number.
huh.
So, yeah. Or 3 times 3 is 9, yes. So, anyway,
Three
but
times three.
yeah,
Yes.
so it's a wonderful, wonderful lead into just a lifetime of making our marriage work and
Mm.
hoping that other people will do the same to honor God.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. And I am so happy that my question has finally been answered. What's with 39? That's great. That's great to hear. And thank you so much for sharing that one, TJ. So, where can we get a copy of your book, TJ?
Absolutely. So on our website, number one,
Mm-hmm.
bsmarriage.com, and it's available on all retailers online. So Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Books a Million, you name it, it is out there on an
Yeah,
international level.
Mm.
Yes.
that sounds great. Thank you. So, guys, yes, get to know and, of course, get a copy of their book through their website, bsmarriage.com, and through online sellers all over the internet. You can search for TJ and Angela's book. Okay? Right.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. So, now let's get it on. Let's talk about, you mentioned earlier you met in North Carolina, right? But
Yes.
how? How did you two meet and how long have you been married?
Well, it's an interesting story. Uh, she was a transfer student during our sophomore year, and I was a student counselor, welcoming the
Mm-hmm.
new students to the campus, freshmen primarily, and I saw her in the cafeteria with my one of my long term friends, best friends in college and still best friends. And
Uh-huh.
we decided. I decided to. She was sitting by herself, so I decided to join her. And since I was a student counselor, welcome. I hadn't seen her around, and just welcome
Yeah.
her. And that was the beginning of our relationship. Tepid at first, wasn't anything very serious, but then over the years it became so.
Aw. Doing counselor duty, huh?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
how did you feel by the time Angelo sat beside you, TJ?
Well, you know what's so interesting about that is we were, in my mind, just friends. He was a student counselor. I had just finished Southwestern Christian College, a little small junior college in Texas. And so he was just
Uh-huh.
one of the nicest people I had ever met, Gene. And I kept trying to introduce him to my friends and my associates and my roommates. I'm like, oh, you guys need to meet this guy. He is so handsome. He is so nice. He's the kind of guy that you want to take home to mom. Truly. But I was dating
Oh
someone, so
my
I
god.
never considered him for myself and never even knew that he liked me back then. So it was an amazing ride 2 years later when we actually started to date after he became a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2 months, we were married, believe it or not. We got married our senior year in college in
Oh,
1982, November 27th of 1982.
wow, that sounds amazing. I mean, let's not talk about the months, right? But I'm so amazed. So spontaneous. I mean, practically, I don't know. I can relate, perhaps. I've actually met my husband, and then we got married after a few days.
Wow,
Did not.
exactly. Yes,
It did not even.
yes,
It did not even. Go for months. I just got to know him for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly, I don't know. We get just after chatting and so on and so forth, talking to each other. Then
yes.
suddenly we got married immediately.
Isn't that
Well,
something? Yes, that's awesome.
absolutely. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
it's
Well, we
really
share in the
amazing.
we share in the
Go
book.
ahead.
We literally were a disaster waiting to happen because we really hadn't planned those types of things, and so we had to learn each other as well as learn ourselves. Would you say,
Right.
honey?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, we're still young and still we hadn't started our careers, and so we were just
Hmm.
trying to discover who we were post college and who we were
Right.
in a new marriage.
Amazing. Congratulations to you both. See, who knows? You'll be at 42 this time, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Being together. That's awesome. But the question here is, why did you decide to write this book on your 39th year of being together?
Sure. So when we first started writing down those 39 activities just
Right.
to share with friends, it
Yeah.
really became evident to us that we needed to go deeper. And as we
Mm-hmm.
went deeper, we broke it down into chapters, into 10 chapters. And before we knew it, we had a manuscript. And honestly, I don't even know. And even the representative from Trilogy doesn't know how our name got across his desk.
Hmm.
But when they reached out to us to ask if we had a manuscript, we were shocked. I was shocked. I really didn't even want them to look at it because I thought they would reject it.
Mhm.
And my husband said, honey, just send it. And we prayed about it. And today is history. They actually loved the book and decided to publish it. And we're just thrilled that Trilogy Christian Publishing decided to do that.
Right, right. Yeah, it's going to be a local. We're going to use it for local, marriage,
Hmm.
Church retreats
church.
at our church,
Yeah,
basically.
so it was nothing that we were going to go outside of a local area,
Right.
but it was, yeah, and
So we didn't have the vision at the time,
no
but
vision.
God did.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. His plans are bigger than everyone else,
So
right?
much
And,
bigger.
and
Yeah.
Yes.
great. And I hear that you are now participating in, one of what do you call that one? Book events in USA. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not sure
We're
what book event you guys are
so
participating.
excited about that. That's the LA Book Fair.
Okay.
Yes.
LA. Wow, you're participating in, one of United States biggest book fair, which is in Los Angeles. That's awesome. Will you two be there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I think our viewers today will be so excited to meet you guys
Mhm.
there, and hopefully, I'll be seeing you there, happy, and then enjoying the moment, sharing what's in your book, and hopefully, the people
Absolutely.
The people that will be able to read and touch your book will definitely can get something out from it. So, question, guys. Writing this book, actually, it was just a few moments that you decide to write on, and then things go smoothly, and then it's being published and all. But what were the goals that you have in your mind when you first wrote your book?
Well, the goals we had in mind was to share with couples in our
Mm,
local area, in our congregation, and maybe at some other congregation that knew us, knew
yeah.
of us, and share those things because people were always asking us, how are you guys staying together so long? What are the keys to success? What do you like with this, that? And so I think it was just, and we had taught marriage classes before, and this
Uh
was
huh.
something that was just, nothing national or international. It's just local, and so that was the key.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's that's very very simple one, but then again, it has a vision, right? But has it changed? As years goes by, has it changed?
Absolutely, because once Trilogy saw that for them,
Hmm.
it was worth
Mm-hmm.
them publishing it and expanding it to an international level for people to have
Mm-hmm.
access to the content, then we realized that there were more people who needed what our local people needed. Because
Yeah.
according to Forbes' most recent publication
Hmm.
about marriage,
Right.
1 out of 5 marriages, excuse me, 50%, not 1 out of 5, 50% of all marriages fail, right? And
Absolutely.
those who get remarried to the same person is only about 6% of the people that get remarried to the same person. They have a 73% chance of staying together.
Mm.
But for people
Mm-hmm.
who get remarried to a second or third person, their percentage actually goes below 50%, which is shocking. And so then we also learned that people who live together prior to
Mm-hmm.
marriage
Yes.
have a lower percentage of a successful marriage.
Right.
And so we really wanted people to have access to what we have learned about marriage. And it is really a foundation that God originated. And if we approach it that way and
Mm.
recognize that between a husband and wife is the
Right.
greatest love story there is, because we're human and we're going to make
Right.
mistakes. We're going to do things that isn't pleasing to each other or pleasing to ourselves or pleasing to God. But if we
Mm-hmm.
can some kind of way learn to forgive ourselves,
Hmm.
forgive each other,
Hmm.
that's an example of God's love and God's forgiveness. And
Right.
so working through that process, really we begin to understand it was a testimony of our faith walk.
Hmm.
And for that reason,
Yeah.
yeah, we're committed and we hope other people are too.
Aw, I so loved it. Well, that's incredible, TJ. That's really awesome to hear. And yes, you're correct. Actually, those numbers that you mentioned earlier, I couldn't say that it is really happening. Because people are actually like different in different states. We are different, but then again, yes, some of the studies are showing like that. So maybe it is real, right? And
Yes,
right. And when you mentioned about, forgiving each other, forgiving yourself, my God, it hits me. It hits
yes.
me just right now. Well, I hope that people actually could definitely get a copy of your book and get a chance to read and ponder on it, get something in it and apply it into their marriage life. Most especially those who badly need it at this time.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So before we wrap up this interview with you guys, I'd like you to leave one important advice that newly married couples should apply.
What would you say, honey? Because I have a couple in my mind. Which one?
Right. So what I would say is that what you're going through is not unique.
Hmm.
Many times we think that we're the only ones going through whatever we're going through, and we're not. Couples. I mean, we struggled, and there were times that we could have separated, but we didn't.
Hmm.
Number two, seek mentors, seek older couples who are able to mentor you or advise you as you go along the way. Not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend,
Hmm. Hmm.
but people who actually are in it to win it and who can help you work along the way. Because we had a lot of couples that
Mhm.
helped us along the way. Being in the military, we were moving every 2 to 3 years,
Mhm.
and so we
Yeah.
were always running into different couples that were able to help us
Mhm.
to make it through our journey.
Absolutely. And I would say, aside from reading the book, for sure, would be my first recommendation. And you can find it at bsmarriage.com. Chapter
Right.
7. Chapter 7 is a successful marriage requires silence at time.
Mm.
I think I can speak for us as women or as a woman. Sometimes we feel like we have to say something. We just have to say something. And
Agree.
at that moment, when we say it, it's usually when we're full of emotions, full of maybe anger or disappointment or hurt or whatever that happens to be. But we don't always have to say something at that very moment. Timing is everything. And so sometimes if we take captive our
Mm.
words and
Hmm.
and really meditate on them before we say them, we can save a lot of headaches.
Yes.
But a lot of times on both sides, we can say things quickly, and before we know it, we regret what we've said. We can't take it back. The feelings now
Right.
have escalated. So that would be one of the things out of many I would definitely recommend for new couples as well as existing couples.
And I could add to that,
Yeah.
women, wives need to understand that just because your husband is quiet and not saying anything doesn't mean that he's not thinking about what you said, what
Okay.
you talked about, the issue, because men are thinkers and they have to think things out in their head. They don't talk about what the different things they're thinking about, or different ways of solving a problem or coming up with an answer, and they just need to think about it. And so you have to give him time, and at the same time the husband has to understand that his wife has to express herself, and so you can be silent while she's expressing herself, and don't say anything at the wrong time. Just listen.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then the second thing I would say for new couples is understand your role. And when I say role, and I'm referring to biblical reference. So, woman was created according to Genesis as a helper,
Hmm.
a helpmeet. So that means there are some needs we need to help them meet that they will not be able to see or even appreciate that we are there to help. And so that's,
Hmm.
sometimes when they resist our assistance or resist our ideas or resist our whatever, I have to
Hmm.
always go back to the book and remember that God put Adam to sleep. He didn't ask Adam's permission to create woman. So probably Adam would have just said, no, not now,
Nah,
or
I'm good.
something
I'm
different,
good.
or I'm good, or whatever. And so, the timing, back to timing, is I know now, based upon what God has said in his book, that I'm here to help him to be a better person versus what sometimes I used to think is like, why can't you see this? Why don't you know this? Well, he's not going to see necessarily what I see or
Hmm.
know necessarily what I know, because what I know or what I see is there to help him so that we could be a better team. We could be a better unit as we grow to become one.
Right.
Oh, I hope those words will definitely, touch the heart of every couples that are watching us right now, as it touches mine. And yeah, I could sum it up into saying we are married because we believe that one is the missing piece of the other. So to
Hmm.
complete the puzzle, as what TJ said, the woman actually is created from the man, which is we are going to, fulfill what is needed to fill in what's missing in the man's ribs. So we are the
Mhm.
missing piece. So yes,
Right.
I would agree to that one. And hopefully everyone that is watching us right now will definitely think about it. And yes, I do agree. Sometimes it's very difficult for a woman to keep silent. But I think, yeah, we should do and practice it. As we all know, saying a lot sometimes will lead to, more mistakes. So to
Yes.
Mhm.
avoid it, say something less or just keep silent.
That's right.
Or,
That's
or
right.
just delay it, right?
Delay it for, a few minutes to find the right
Yes.
timing.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I am so
Mm,
much guilty with all those words, but yeah, hopefully I can, write those practical advice that you've just said, and I'm going to apply it, and I will do my best.
right.
Right. For everyone that is watching us right now, you can get a copy of Angelo and TJ Haygood's book in Amazon and Barnes and Noble and any other online resellers. And also, you can check it out in their website, which is www.bsmarriage.com. The title of the book is, TJ, will you?
Yes, How to Build a Successful Marriage. And we give you 39 activities to a healthier and happier marriage.
Yes.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And hopefully, guys, you can get a copy of it. And one more thing before I forget this, you can get a signed copy of their book
Yes,
soon.
online, only
Soon.
online at
Online.
bsmarriage.com. Yes, you cannot
Right.
order that at our online retailers. Yes,
Absolutely. And when will it be?
it will be available at the end of this month on our website. Yes,
All right. So
bsmarriage.com.
absolutely. Stay tuned, everyone. And yes, get a copy of their signed book in their website, which is www.bsmarriage.com. And so, once again, this is Jean in Reader's Magnet. We say, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much, Angelo and TJ. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great
Take
day.
care. Have a
Bye for
Thank
good
now.
day.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi
Okay.
there.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my
So,
God,
what do
we're
you think?
Okay.
hello. There you
Yes.
go.
Hello?
Here we are.